I hastily shut the garage door and engaged the latch. I ran a hand over my face and sighed. No one saw me. No one saw it. The otherwise shiny shell of the car had ruptured in places, and its flesh had started bulging out. If the damage hadn't been worse, people could easily have mistaken it for an elaborate custom design. I straightened myself up and walked over to the table where my tools lay. I had to fix the creeper's shell before bringing it outside again. All of my tools sat in their usual spots apart from my wrench. I could have sworn I left my wrench on the table. I put my hand on top of my head as I turned around to address the car I'd been working on. "You didn't need it, did you?" The vehicle grumbled meekly, shifting its weight to shuffle sideways away from me. My wrench lay on the floor under where the car sat before moving. "How'd you get there?" I reached down and picked up the old tool. I glanced again at the car, which had sunk on its suspension. "You must be hungry, right?" I crossed over to the fridge that usually held my beer. Ever since my old car wrecked and this one showed up, I'd stocked it with steaks as well. I grabbed one and tossed it to the creeper. It lurched forward and snatched the meat off the floor with its proboscis. I found the creeper in the woods looking barely like a car, and more like a skinless beast with tires. It had been pinned under a fallen tree, but I was able to get enough leverage to lift the old log and let the thing out. Why did I help it? I don't know. Maybe I felt bad for it. Maybe I just wanted to feel good about myself. Whatever the case, it moved into my garage afterward, and it refused to leave. It hasn't done anything bad. All it does is act like a car when the garage door is open or when I have visitors. That, and eat my steak. I peeked in the fridge again. I'd have to get more food for the creeper pretty soon. That could wait until the shell was fixed. I placed one hand on the hood of the car. The shell vibrated as the thing slowly breathed. Its pulse throbbed through the shiny surface. I gently patted the creeper and got to work removing the damaged parts of its shell. The shell wasn't actually part of it. The parts came from a variety of cars I'd found in junkyards. Some pieces barely fit together, but I helped them slip together so they wouldn't look strange. For the creeper's sake, the parts had to fit together seamlessly and have a strong hold on each other. Without the shells and the cobbled-together interior, no part of the creeper looked like a car at all. It had the shape, it had the mobility, but it was clearly made of flesh and bone. We spent most of the night mending, reshaping, and refitting the shell until the creeper looked as good as new again. The proboscis crept out from under the shell and stretched across the floor toward the fridge. It slid up the door and tried to grasp the handle. "That steak didn't last long, huh? I'll get more tomorrow." In the wild, chassis creepers would hunt for their own meals. Some said they were ambush predators. They didn't go after humans, although some claimed they were attacked by them. Fear-mongering, if you ask me. People also said that these things couldn't be tamed, that it was impossible to have one as a pet. Yet here I was, taking care of one in my garage, feeding it, cleaning it, and tending to it like it were a dog in plate armor. If anyone were to find out about it, there would no doubt be a lot of questions, not enough answers, and way too much attention. Orange rays of the setting sun streamed through the garage window. I stroked the creeper's back before reconnecting the hood to finish the disguise. I took a step back to admire my work. The shell was seamless, nothing looked out of place, and no bits of flesh stuck out. Satisfied with my work and tired after a long day, I went outside, filled a bucket with water from the hose. I brought it in and set it down in front of the creeper. "Sleep tight, chassis creeper." I turned to leave and head to bed. As I shut the door, the creeper growled in a rhythm that matched my good night.